Lesson 18. Now this lesson we will learn 10 new characters. It's going to be split into part 1 and part 2. So part 1 will be 5 characters. And how you write 擦 is you first write a sa. So as we learned in previous lessons, this is how you write sa. So you write sa first. Okay. Then you draw a vertical line and a horizontal line. Vertical line, horizontal line. You want to make sure that the length of both lines are the same, and as a form of measurement, the vertical distance of this line should be the same as the gap that's indicated in this area, right? You want to make sure that both lines are of the same size. 擦 is fairly easy. 车 is just 擦 but with a dot, okay? With a dot. 吃 is a bit tricky because 吃 does not follow. So as we've learned in previous lessons, the rule for the letters that has a sound, you have to write this, right? You have to write this tail. But this is different for 吃. That's because 吃is only used for loan words from Chinese. In that case, to differentiate them, 吃 is written with a tail that's slanted to the right. So I'm gonna write it here as a form of reference, right? Now we have 擦. On the basis of 擦, we draw one curve and two curves. So one line, two line. That's going to be 四. Now you want to make sure that you don't pronounce this as 七, because if you do, it's going to get mixed up with 七, right? 四, 七. You want to make sure that you do understand the differences of 四 and 七. Okay. Once again, I'm going to reiterate this. 四 is a very special word because it doesn't follow the E ending, the E tail. Instead of it has its own form. You have to draw this symbol. So one line, two line on the middle part of the tail. Okay. So I'm going to write this on the column line here. 차, 츠, 츠, 초. It's just saw, but with the vertical and horizontal lines. Okay. And 粗, right? 粗 is just 粗 but added with a dot. 粗. All right. So I'm going to write these on this board. I'm going to write these 5 characters on this board for clarity purposes. cha, ce, ci, co, su. Once again, I'm going to reiterate this. Make sure that you do remember that ci has its own unique tail, and you don't mix it up with the other tails that has the e sound in it. All right. I'm going to move on to part 2, lesson 18. And we're going to talk about the other 5 characters. These 5 words are very simple because they're built on the basis of 差车, 吃, 错, 出. Alright. We're going to be 渣车, 吃, 错, 出, 沙, 车, 吃, 错, and 猪. Okay. So how you write this is, how you write 渣 is you first write 差, right? No, you first write 沙, okay, and then it's basically the same as 差, but you take out this horizontal line. So I'm gonna circle it with this blue crayon. You take this out. So it's only gonna be left with this vertical line. Okay. Sa. Sa. Same goes for the other 5 words. Ze has a dot on it. Okay. Zi, and as we've learned in the previous, in part 1 of this lesson, ci is a special word, right? And for this case, zi is also a special word because ci does not follow the normal pattern for the u sound, right? So instead of doing like this for ci, or this for something for ci, for zi, we do it like this. Yeah, we do it like this. So it's kind of like the hook, right? The hook that's used in wa, right? So instead of the difference is that although they're both hooks, zi does not have the semicircle that's seen in wa. Okay? So make sure you do memorize these 2 special characters, ci and zi. Okay? Now I'm going to write zi in the column, the column graph. Zi. Make sure that the hook isn't very long. There you go. Make sure that it's not very long. See, what I wrote just now was too long, so I have to erase it again. Perhaps about, twice the size of this vertical line. That'll be sufficient enough. Okay, for zhou and zhu, it's the same pattern. Zha, ze, zi, zhou, zhu. And I'm going to erase this, so make sure you do memorize these 2 special characters. So I'm gonna write these 5 characters on this board now. 扎泽兹周猪 right 扎泽兹周猪扎泽兹周猪叉车吃抽出扎泽兹周猪叉车吃抽出扎泽兹周猪叉车吃抽出. And that'll be the end of lesson 18. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.